Hello, friends, and welcome to Grim Happenings. This is a podcast where we sit down with people who have experienced the paranormal firsthand. I'm your host, Trisha, and today I'm joined by 5 wonderful people. We have Carrie, Taylor, Lori, Heidi, and David. Tonight we are just hanging out around the bonfire. We had some spooky stories, so we decided to just throw in a session. But first, to start off, Carrie and Taylor, they are our main guests with some pretty fascinating stories. Would you like to introduce yourselves?
Hello. All right. My name's Creature, and that's when I first started experiencing all my paranormal experiences.
So it was actually her.
So I think that she brought it.
So our first story starts shortly when you guys started first dating, or
Carrie and I met in college. It's true. I was
21 years of age.
Yep. I just turned 21. I was in my senior year, and we were long distance. I lived in Holland, Michigan, and he lived in
Commerce
right here in
Township
Commerce.
here.
So we used to call each other, fall asleep on the phone at night, or like FaceTime all the time.
The gayest.
Yes, racking up a phone bill that was so crazy. My parents were so mad.
They said, "Who is
They
this?"
said, "Who's Gary?"
True story,
734.
True story. That's
Um,
they thought of you.
It's true. But yeah, that was kind of like something we did all the time, was talk on the phone or FaceTime and just kind of like fall asleep. And that is when this experience happened. It was just normal night chatting with each other, talking about our days and stuff like that. And yes, you go, babe. Explain it.
I would love to explain it. Trish.
not yet.
Okay. I was down in the basement. Basement was pretty normal. Kind of always got creeps, but nothing too weird. Well, it was like a night that we had school the next day, so we were just FaceTiming. And all of a sudden, I heard this like loud bang and all this blackness, and it just like went straight into like my view, and that's all I saw. And then I felt this woman, and she was just crying, and she was saying like, "My baby, baby," like the baby that got murdered or
Yeah.
something. It was like the first time I've seen this shit happening.
And the whole time that was happening and she was like feeling those things on my end from FaceTiming, like the thing that I noticed was all of a sudden there was just like really intense static coming through my headphones, like to the point where it was almost like it was like shocking me, and like it was just really, really loud. And I noticed like her face changed like completely from just talking about something totally normal, joking around, kidding around, smiling, to just like no expression really, or like almost like a look of fear on her face. And she was staring off into the distance, and it was almost like I, like wasn't even there anymore. And I took my headphones out because I thought that my headphones were making the static, but when I pulled them out, it was still like I could still hear it. And I was like, "Are you okay? Like, what's happening?" And I don't know how long it went on for, maybe like a minute or so, but it felt like forever.
I feel like it was longer. Because like I was crying uncontrolled.
Yeah, it was so weird. I could see tears streaming down her cheeks.
Oh my God.
But she wasn't like, I don't know, like still it was like almost like expressionless, but just like tears just like streaming down her face. It was really, really weird. And I felt like chill.
Now, when you saw this black, you said it was like almost like a mist, or just like,
No way.
yeah.
I saw it coming at me, and then once it was at me, all I saw was black.
So you didn't see anything at all. Like your vision went black?
Yeah.
Shit.
It's fucked up.
Yeah. It sounds really fucked up. That sounds scary.
Yeah.
But you had a sense that you were the woman, or you felt like there was a woman with extreme sadness?
It sounds crazy, but I was feeling all of the feelings that
Okay.
I were. And like I felt like I was just like on my knees, like holding something and just like rocking back and forth, just like crying. So weird, but
Yeah. And this was in the basement at your friend's house. This wasn't at school, correct? You weren't at school at that time, but you were going.
lived in Commerce.
Okay.
It's like a half finished basement kind of, and you lived in like a kind of like cubby corner of it.
Yeah.
Weird.
Mm-hmm.
Was that the only time that something like that happened while you were staying there?
I feel like Rachel and Terry, Rachel's mom, and Terry like didn't look surprised.
Oh.
Like she had like experienced things too, but she never really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me if there was other stuff happening, especially when something that intense happens. It's hard to believe if it would only happen to like one person.
Yeah.
It's very unusual.
Did you ever feel that?
No, I'd never really felt anything weird in that house, but I like honestly never forget like that happening in the way that felt because um, I had never like really believed in sort of like paranormal experiences and it never had one up until that
Yeah.
moment. But it was just one of those things where it was like I can't refute like or explain away any of the things that just
Yeah.
happened and like it happened to her, but I could tell this happened
Yeah.
to her.
It'd be hard to
Yeah.
fake something
Yeah.
like that.
And
it was,
she
like,
didn't
early on in our relationship,
Yeah.
I feel like.
Yeah, it was. I
But
mean,
you
we
hadn't
couldn't have
told them that.
Mm-mm. No, it maybe like 3 months or something like that. So, um,
I feel
yeah.
like after it happened and I like got settled, it took me a while to go upstairs, but I ended up sitting in the corner in the kitchen,
Yeah.
just like trying to compose myself
Yeah.
for hours.
I would be terrified to even go back down there, let alone sleep down there.
I didn't. I ended up sleeping
Really?
with Rachel until we moved out.
Yeah, I don't blame you. That's terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever end up looking anything up or trying to find out about the house or the land? I guess because it was
Yeah, if it was a new development.
It's legitimate for me to like figure out what it
Oh,
you
okay.
know.
Yeah.
And then today, actually, I was trying to figure out the address, and I can't remember
No.
it. But after this, if I remember it, which I could text you too.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if, like I said, it must be something in the area if it was like a newer development, you know. It must be the land, something with the land.
Yeah, like right across the street, is Long's Orchard.
Okay.
So I feel like that orchard has been there forever.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm just assuming, I mean, before everything.
Yeah. Right. When you were having this experience, did you get a sense of like a time period at all?
I mean, it definitely what I could read because I don't really remember seeing any like thing around me. It was just like darkness
Okay.
and me like holding something, and I just felt like I was wearing just like black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which would make sense if she was in mourning.
Yeah.
If the spirit was in mourning. Interesting. That's crazy. I can't even imagine. That's wild. So our next little experience that I would love to hear from you guys is something that happened when you guys were in Salem. And this story includes Lori and Heidi as well.
Yes, it does. We went to Salem, Massachusetts. This was our first time in Salem. We went for one of our wedding anniversaries. This is probably 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah. And we were having a blast in Salem. We were honestly just having like the best time. And this was like on a random Tuesday night. And the reason that I remember that it was a Tuesday night is because we were flying around town trying to see if we could buy a Ouija board before all the shops closed.
Oh my God.
And it was like 8 o'clock on a Tuesday night in Salem, and I was like, "What does a girl got to do to buy a Ouija board in Salem, Massachusetts at 8 o'clock at night on a Tuesday?" And the answer is you have to go to the Ouija board museum.
Oh, there you go.
So we went to the Ouija board museum and we convinced them to let us in and go in the back and buy one.
You would have never known it was a Ouija board museum though, because
Yeah,
like
it's true.
the front was like Harry Potter everything.
Really?
And then you walk to the back, and then that was your option list.
So we got one, and then we were headed back to our hotel room, and had the bright idea that maybe we would try doing a seance since we're in Salem. Let's use the Ouija board in Salem. So then we went to CVS and we got little tea candles and a lighter. And then we decided that we would go to the graveyard that was closest to our hotel.
We were staying in Essex Street,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah,
Like,
at the end of Essex Street, kind of by what's the
where's the witch
mansion?
The
house?
Ropes Mansion.
Yeah, Ropes
Ropes
Mansion
Oh,
and the
okay.
Witch
Witch
House.
house.
Yeah. So it's like a little bit like south of that on the
Yeah.
street. It was this gorgeous graveyard, literally so picturesque, and
Mhm.
like the moon was out, and it was just such a beautiful, gorgeous fall night, and it was so beautiful, and there was like no one around. We went into the graveyard, and we found this like really big, beautiful old tree in the middle of the graveyard, and we were like, oh, this is like the perfect spot, not too far into the
Mhm.
graveyard, but like also like, you know, not where anyone could see us really.
Because
Yeah.
you weren't supposed to be in there after hours.
Correct. We
I
were
was gonna say, usually they close down, what, after dusk?
Yeah, I think so. There was no gate locked or anything like that, so we just moseyed in.
Just
Yeah. So yeah, we got settled under this big beautiful tree. And I have like never used a Ouija board before, so this was also my first time
Oh my
using a Ouija
goodness.
board. I'm pretty sure we were like sitting down, lighting candles, and like Googling
the
how to do a
instructions.
seance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are crazy.
And maybe I think maybe there was like a beer involved. Yeah. And so we were
That's like
we're like about to start, and all of a sudden we just hear this woman's voice just yelling like, get over here. We were like, it's because we thought for sure someone was yelling at us
Yeah.
to get out. So we were
Right.
like, oh shit, we're in trouble. But then it stopped, and we realized that it was like a woman. We didn't know if she was maybe like homeless or just someone who lived in like the apartment complex next to it.
kind of
Yeah. It's far away from us, but towards the end of the cemetery, we realized that she was just like yelling at like a stray dog or something, like an animal, raccoon, whatever. And we were like, oh, okay. So we resumed our seance. And then I think we saw something moving down more
And we
towards that
heard.
end.
Yeah, we heard and
heard.
saw.
So we were like, oh, that's the stray dog she was yelling at. And my like spidey senses were tingling because it's like, if you have a stray dog,
Mm-hmm.
it could be a friendly dog, you know, like someone's
True.
just like someone's pet dog
always-
that's stray. Or it could be, right.
Sure.
Pay attention to her saying that because that's important for the story. Or it could be a not friendly dog. So I'm like, okay, well, we'll just like keep an eye out for that. So
Yeah.
we just gradually noticed this dog getting closer and closer. And then finally it was like really close. And so I got the flashlight out on my phone and stood up and like turned around and pointed it at the dog and said, oh shit, that's a coyote.
Ah!
I was
And
still sitting on the ground. And I was like, I'm gonna sit here.
Oh my god.
Everything
How?
should be fine. It's gonna be. I felt something bite my back and try and drag me away.
Snow White over here was like, everything's gonna be fine. It's like a dog.
Is this what she was saying at this time? You were
She
saying
wasn't saying anything.
Oh, I was
Yeah.
In my head.
That's definitely in her head. But we saw it getting closer, and I was like, oh, that's a coyote. And then like
Yeah.
I was like, because I've read or whatever, seen on TV shows, like if it's a wild animal, like you make noise, you make yourself really look big to scare it away. So I was trying to scare it away, and it was avoiding me, but immediately going to her because
Oh,
it was like, that
geez.
looks like a baby.
I'm scrumptious.
That's a snack.
God.
And it went around behind her. And, you know, she's sitting on the ground, so she was like really small. So I'm sure she
Yeah.
actually did look like a baby to it. But it went up closer. You are a baby. Closer and closer and closer. And then finally I like couldn't see it anymore. And she went, ah. And I like started yelling and like screaming, and it like backed away. And we literally just grabbed all the stuff, and she's like, it bit me.
Oh
And
my god.
that was like extremely scary. But we like grabbed everything as fast as we could, put it in a bag, and we were like turning to run out of the cemetery, and I had my phone flashlight out, and I like brought it up to see if I could see where it went.
Yeah.
And you know when you see like an animal in the dark and you shine a light in its eyes and you
Yeah.
can see it reflecting. So I like lift the flashlight up, and it's like eyes, 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 like
No.
tons of coyotes like
What the
surrounding us in the graveyard.
That's what I'm scared. there.
Yeah.
That was so freaky.
Jesus.
So we like hightailed it out of there, and we were like gasping, being like, "Oh!" And she's like, "It bit me!" And sure enough, we put the flashlight on it, and it had punctured a hole through her flannel, but it didn't
What
go
the
all the way
hell?
through like her sweater. She was
Yeah.
wearing tons of layers, and
That's
there was like
wild.
saliva on it, and like a full, like you could see it's like actual like jaw bite from the top
It was
tooth to
kind
the
of
bottom.
big. It was kind of
Terrifying.
big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. Well, what? My God, I don't even want to know. Especially when there was like so many actually there and you didn't know. Like they were on a pack. Like
Yeah.
that's
Oh
wild.
yeah.
If Taylor wouldn't have been there, I probably would have been gone.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's like way too close for comfort.
Yeah.
Way
I
too
was
close.
really surprised.
So you guys didn't even get into this actual seance
Nope.
part.
Yeah.
No.
We were literally like reading everything, and it was like light the candle. We lit the candles, and then we heard the lady.
Okay.
Right. Which
That's
was like really
wild.
scary because it's like you light the candle and then it's like, ah, and we're like, oh shit, the ghost is here already. But no, it was just that. But the part where Heidi and Lori come in is like shortly after this happened, and we were almost all the way back to the hotel. And it was like funny and scary at the same time.
Yeah.
But we were like, we gotta call Heidi and
Oh
Lori
my
and tell them the
God.
story, like this epic story, because they were telling us all about Salem and this like why we wanted to go.
Yeah.
So we called them, and why don't you explain what happened up until we called?
So, well, like 5 minutes before they called us, I
think we're out in the living room and I was in bed.
yes, I was out in the living room, or I was playing video games. Lori had already like went to the bedroom,
Mhm.
and I was just sitting there, and I knew earlier that they had gotten the Ouija board because they had texted us that they had
Yeah.
gotten this shit and that they were going to the cemetery, and I thought that was a
Crazy.
terrible idea.
Yeah,
Yes.
you were not about that.
I was worried, I was like, I'm not sure that I like that, but
Yeah.
so I'm sitting there and playing video games, and I feel the fucking earth move. Like it felt like an earthquake. And I like threw my controller down. I ran into the bedroom and I asked Lori if she felt that, and she looked at me like I was a crazy person. And I was like the world just shook. Like what just happened? And I had instant anxiety from that. So
Yeah.
like I'm like kind of panicking, and then they give us a call. And then they were like this just happened like 5 minutes ago. So it's like this, when they were doing
Weird.
going through all of that, I was feeling the earth move, and it felt like I had some sort of like connection with them about like some sort of like dangers.
I was just gonna say, yeah.
I don't know. It was
That's
just weird.
really weird.
Because I think when they called, they had initially called my phone and I was by myself. So they first started telling me before you even knew about it. But I knew that you had that experience, which I didn't really put together until after we had talked about it, because we were talking about how
Yeah.
fucking stupid they were about the whole situation. The definition of fuck around and find out.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly. So you didn't feel anything,
I
Lori?
did not feel anything.
And you weren't like half asleep or anything where you
No,
would
I
have
was
missed
just
it?
I was just in there chilling. Didn't feel
That's
anything.
wild. Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird. I could have swore it was an earthquake.
That's crazy.
And like she was very visibly like
Oh, I was shook.
shaken
I was
up.
so fucking shook. Like
Yeah.
I was like Googling, like, was there an earthquake just now? Did something happen? Like,
Yeah.
and it was just, I felt crazy because I felt that, and Lori
Yeah.
didn't feel anything. And I thought I was a crazy person. And the only thing that I can like tie it to
Yeah,
is a
their
fucking like
experience.
soul connection that I
Yeah.
have with them.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's weird.
That's wild. That's really wild. It makes it that much scarier that you experienced something the same time that they did.
That to me is like the most paranormal aspect of the story.
Yeah.
Because everything else about it is like, think you're going to hear a ghost story because of the Ouija board in the graveyard.
Mhm.
And then it just ends up being like, you stupid. But Carrie did point out, who talked to you about like what the coyote symbolizes?
It was like my manager at work. He was like, well, one, it's stupid fuck. Lori. Also, two, it's your spirit. Like the coyote that's safe. So then I got a tattoo on the front.
Oh, from pulling you away from like the board and actually
Yeah.
Oh,
And then she
that's
brought it home
great.
and whipped it out again.
Oh my god.
The Ouija board?
Yes.
I mean, we took the Ouija board on the airplane. We didn't die.
It did not, it did not crash.
When you pulled it out though, that one night, I
Lost
lost my shit. I was having panic attack. I was like,
know.
why are we doing this?
And then Carrie was like, "You stupid."
Well, later we also learned, like, so I think we were Googling the cemetery,
Yeah.
and you learned that, like, one of the judges, like one of the prosecutors from the Salem witch trials, was buried there.
Evil.
And yeah, like an evil dude. And so when you look up like the symbolism of coyotes, like indigenous peoples in
Yeah.
North America, like see the coyote as like a trickster and like a jokester, but like in the way that it teaches you a lesson.
Yeah.
And I thought that that was such a cool connection to the story of
Yeah.
it teaching us a lesson of like, don't do that shit in a graveyard where
Absolutely.
this guy like burns witches alive and you two are in here pretending
Right.
like you're witches, you know. So
But I
it was
am.
kind of cool.
I
Because
am a witch.
God
Kind of
only knows
believe-
what could have came through, and it could have been a lot worse. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I
What?
feel like those cemeteries are some of the oldest cemeteries. Like,
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
only imagine if you guys would have done that, what you would have fucking conquered.
Unleashed.
You probably would
Yeah.
have died on that
Yeah.
time.
You know.
Yeah. So the coyote is a good symbol for us now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I still love the coyotes.
And the Ouija board?
I have the Ouija board, and I like the Ouija board too. But on like one of our last days, I was like, we need to go to McDonald's and get cheeseburgers for the coyote
Oh my God.
and feed them. But we figured
Leave
out,
an offering.
we figured out that the reason why they're out is because it was garbage night,
Oh,
And Salem has like a really bad problem with coyotes.
which
That's
we picked up
crazy.
the next day.
Yeah.
I feel
Reading
like
the
We looked it
newspaper.
up.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you guys looked it up.
yeah,
and-
I had seen a notification from following different
Crazy.
pages about
Yeah.
Salem, and they were talking about people being on alert about packs of coyotes.
that's wild because,
We were downtown. We were on
yeah, I
Essex
was just
Street.
going to say, like, Salem's so busy, especially the time that you guys went. It's so busy. Like, it's hard to believe that they would just be, like, out and about.
I feel like when everything closes, though, and think about it,
It
being
gets
such a
really
tourist
quiet.
trap, how much shit and food they probably
So
have.
much
Oh,
food.
yeah,
they're
that
hungry.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
They're not scared of people anymore.
right.
Which is the number
Ooh,
one thing. So
don't
that's
hate
crazy.
coyotes, people. We
Definitely
took
not.
their land, okay? Don't blame them. We love coyotes.
I love it. That's wild stories. Do you still have your flannel with the hole in it?
Yeah, it's
Hell
my
yeah.
lucky flannel.
I love it. That's amazing. Yeah, you guys are brave because I would never in a million years take a Ouija board to a cemetery, especially let alone in Salem. I don't have the guts to do all that.
I have a long history with Ouija boards.
You do. You have another story for us?
Bring mom on the podcast. next time.
Oh no.
She will tell you everything.
Oh. This might have to be another episode.
It could be. And
Yeah.
I'm
Now I gotta hear the story.
It's crazy.
Too
And
fun.
they
Oh
and I
God.
told her that was me.
You were terrible.
That's why when Taylor said we had the idea of the Ouija board in Salem, I was like, Carrie.
it was awesome.
Yeah.
Carrie.
I was like, what could we do to live life on the edge right now?
Oh my God. Literally.
I'm like was raised just religious enough to like know that that's like a really bad idea and believe that demons are real, but then like also raised just religious enough to believe with no proof that I could just like pray my way out of any situation. So when we were like about to start the seance and stuff, Carrie was like, you know, what if this blah 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 happens or whatever, and I'm like, it's okay, I know the Lord's Prayer.
Yes.
like I'm Lorraine Warren.
I got you, babe.
Yeah,
Oh my God, that's crazy. Well, thank you for sharing your stories. I really appreciate it. I'm glad everyone is safe and didn't actually get hurt. But yeah, we might have to have another episode with Mom to kind of hear about these other Ouija stories.
I'm sure mom has a gift. So
I've
should ask
heard,
her.
yeah, I've heard that she's experienced some stuff. So yeah, we'll definitely have to get together for sure. All right.
I think I was raped by a ghost.
Oh my God, what?
Cliffhanger next episode.
Oh.
In 2005. You want me to tell you?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we can't end now.
All right, back to Heidi.
Hi.
This is real?
Yeah.
Right?
All right. So
I've never heard this story.
the only person I've ever talked to about it was my best friend Allison. And it was just it was weird and like hard to talk about because it's
Yeah.
like hard to like believe.
Yeah.
Um
That's scary.
and it could also just be sleep paralysis. So I'm gonna explain what had happened.
Okay.
It was my very first experience of like anything like this. But it was so me and my best friend Allison, we ended up getting a offsite job with the company that we were working on, and we went and we moved to downtown Philadelphia.
Okay.
And our company had put us up in this high rise building, like right in the smack of downtown. And the first night that we had moved into there, I was sleeping in my bed and I remember some sort of, it wasn't dark, like I couldn't really see anything. It was just all like a feeling of something.
Okay.
And I felt like I was being suffocated, like something was on top of me. And I was trying to scream for help and like nothing was coming out. Like I remember trying to yell as loud as I could to get Allison to like come in there and like help me with whatever was happening. But it was aggressive and it was like the reason why I say rape is because like it felt like that's what was happening.
Yeah.
But it was so weird because there was nothing there.
Yeah.
And it was super freaky. It didn't last for very long.
Yeah.
And I remember like as soon as it like released, like it was gone. And I ran into the Allison's room and I asked her, I was like, could you hear me yelling for help? I was like, I've been like trying to scream for you. And she's like, no, I heard nothing. And then I told her, I was like, something just happened, like something really scary just happened to me. So yeah, like I don't know. It was really fucking weird.
That's
and it was the only time we were in Philadelphia for about 8 months or so.
Yeah.
And that was the only
Only time it
very
happened?
first night that we stayed
Really?
there.
So you didn't see anything. It was just you felt it though.
Yeah,
it was just
so
oh my God.
Yeah, I couldn't see anything.
Did you ever get curious about like what could have happened? Were you into the paranormal at that time? Like
no, like
and you never thought about like doing research or anything, figuring out like maybe.
Well, I mean, this was in 2005, and so like I didn't have like our devices weren't as handy as like
That's true.
just instantly Googling something right then and there. I mean,
Damn.
maybe it was in 2005, but I don't really remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't really think about. I mean, I know Philadelphia is really old.
Yeah.
And there's a ton of stuff that has happened there.
All right. There's a lot of history.
Probably look up like the corner or the building that I had stayed in.
Yeah.
And I know it's like literally a block away from Love Park.
Yeah.
And it's just like a little like park that you walk around and there's a sign and it says love and it's like stacked on top of one another. So it's like LOVE.
Oh.
Did you look it up that fast?
Mm-hmm.
That was fast.
It was
2005.
famous art.
It's not 2005. Yeah.
What?
It's not 2005.
yeah, we look up things real fast now.
Yeah.
2005.
That's
a little
funny.
different. So
That's
anyways,
perfect.
yeah, that happened. And since then I've only if that was like it was either sleep paralysis or it was some sort of fucking paranormal fucking situation happening.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe both are the same.
Yeah.
Because I had
Ever had that happen again with like sleep paralysis?
I had
like that?
one other sleep paralysis experience. Do you remember this one?
I do not remember specifically, but I do remember you having a fear of fucking going to sleep.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
because
terrible.
of that.
Yeah, so it was our second apartment that we had together, and I was sleeping, and I think I fell asleep on my back, which
Yeah.
later I had read that like that could also like trigger sleep paralysis. I don't know
Yeah.
for sure if that's true. But I had fallen asleep, and I remember waking up, but I couldn't move. Like I was literally paralyzed.
Ugh, I hate that feeling.
I couldn't blink, like I couldn't scream, like I was trying everything inside my body to like to move or whatever. And I just felt this like overall like just terrible feeling, like just I don't know, like dread, fear, like something terrible was going to happen, and I couldn't do anything because I was paralyzed. I didn't see any like dark entity again at this time. It was literally just like a paralyzing, scary feeling.
Yeah.
And then I think I snapped out of it, or I don't know, whatever, but I ended up waking Lori up at that time. And I don't remember. I just remember this was a long time ago also, but it was fucking scary.
Yeah. Sleep
Have any of you
paralysis.
experienced sleep paralysis?
Yes.
Mic drop.
I used to get it sometimes when I was in high school when I was really, really stressed out. I'd have stress dreams. But it would always be that I would wake up and I think like I wasn't physically moving, but I would sort of like awake dream that I was sitting up in bed, and then it was always like a variation of like a couple different things, but like one that I would have sometimes that my brother was jumping up and down on my bed and I was like yelling at him to stop. Or that I would see shapes like triangles or squares or like just like orbs and like black holes, just like shapes moving around my
Interesting.
room. And like a lot of times they'd be coming out of my dresser. But again,
Weird.
like just not able to move, not able to do anything, but like completely feeling like I was awake and that everything that I was seeing was like happening, but just not able to move. And then I think that I eventually learned how to wake myself up, but I don't remember how. I think I started writing all of my dreams down and keeping a dream journal. And then from then on, I could usually tell when I was dreaming and like actually wake myself up.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I hate sleep paralysis.
You've had it?
Yeah.
Tell yours.
Yeah. So actually David experienced something as well.
Yeah, I did.
So let me give you a backstory. So it was after when we had one of those our Halloween parties at the apartment we used to live at. And I decided to sage. Usually I do when a large amount of people leave the house. But I was lazy. And so I just like let it burn while I was like cleaning up, doing this and that. And I didn't think anything of it. So I was just like, cool, it's done. It's good to go. So we go to bed that night and Dave told me in the morning something that happened to him.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like, I ain't the type of person that like really believe in that, like paralysis. Like, I was like, it was wild. Like, it was like how do I explain? Like, what's that Pokemon? Like, ghostly, like that. What's that? It was like literally like over my like whole body while I was
Are you talking about
laying
like Hunter? Like
there. Is it Hunter?
the purple ghost
Yeah,
one?
it was like something.
Yeah,
Like,
it's like Gengar or Hunter. Yeah.
like no
Yeah.
face in there. I just see something floating. Like, it was just like floating over my body, and I'm like, I never like.
But it was like black. You couldn't see through
It was
it or
like
anything?
black. It was just like floating over me, but I could not move for the life of me. I could not move, but I could see it just like floating over me. And Trisha, you remember when I first told you?
Yeah.
I woke you up. I'm like, that was the crazy. I was scared of sleep and everything, but
I would be too.
and then it went inside of me, like literally, I could like feel it like going in me. And ever since that day, I feel like I was like possessed. Then the next 2 days, that's all I thought.
You
I
just
thought
felt
I was
really off.
possessed with something. Cause I could see it like going in me, and my body like, I don't know, it was like
Yeah.
a weird feeling, like.
Yeah.
But then after that, I woke up, and it's like a normal day.
Yeah.
But it's hard for me to explain. I try to
Yeah.
like block it out.
Because it's scary. Yeah.
Yeah, it was hard for me to sleep the next 2 days. All I thought about was like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna see it again, or
Yeah, he woke me up and told me about it, and I was just like, that actually terrifies me because he
Yeah.
never has experiences like that, or
I
he's
feel like he's kind of a skeptic.
yeah,
So.
for sure. And while that next night I saw something. I saw what they call like the Hat Man. But it was just like the shadow of him. But he was like, so we leave our door open. We have a white door to the bedroom, and I could see his shadow against the door. But it looked like he was like tipping in and like almost looking at us, like looking in the bedroom, like.
You.
But I could see it. But it was like weird because it was like a projection of a shadow on the door. But he was like, all that. And I felt something get in bed with me. It was like spooning me. And it's so funny. So I don't actually know the Lord's Prayer, but I had these dreams where I just swoop in and I apparently know it. And so, but I also get really pissed when this happens, when I have dreams like this too. And like these, like I said, it might be just a dream. It might be an entity. I felt something get in bed with me, but when this happens, because it happens in my dreams as well, I get really pissed and I will literally go off. Like I will swear, I will cuss, and I'll be like, how dare you? You have no right to be here. It makes me mad. I'm scared, but also I'm like, ugh. And so of course I'm yelling at this thing, and I finally feel get out of the bed. And it kind of does the release thing. And then I wake up and of course it's still night, but there was nothing there. I feel like I was actually awake, but after that, I saged the house again. And then when I realized it the first time, I didn't do it right. I didn't leave a window open like I usually do. And so I was like, if he had experiences, I had experiences. I'm like, let me do this again. I was like, and then when I went to open the window to do it right the first time, I was like, oh shit, I don't think I did this the first time. So I'm wondering if that was my bad.
Does it make you wonder, who,
Yeah,
where,
who
who
it
was
was, my
attached to?
guy.
Yeah, there's a lot of
After a whole bunch of people leave, who was that attached to?
it is. It's crazy. But yeah, I don't know. It's crazy because you just never know what people have attached to you. So you really don't know. But yeah, that was kind of our sleep paralysis experience. But thank you for sharing your story.
Oh, that was cool.
I really appreciate it. It was fun to get a couple extras in there. So thank you. But yeah, that's another journey into the shadows. Remember, the world is stranger than we think. Until we meet again, keep watching the darkness because it might just watch you back.